All right. Thank you so much for joining on time. Vice President, the National Vice President, Madam Hammer, and Honorable Florence City, K. Samuel, Miracle, Neves, Honorable Bona, Teresa. Thank you all for joining on time. Madam VP, I make you co-host just in case. So you'll have the option to mute on a mute as well as do other things. So we're going to start a meeting. Like I said in our very first, this is our second time meeting here on this platform for any official business since we took over. And like I said in the first meeting, we are going to ensure that we start on time and end on time throughout this leadership term. So we are not going to wait for people, or we are not going to encourage this liberianness of coming to meeting late and then expecting that people will always be here to wait for you whenever you come. So we're going to start a meeting now. Let me see. I'm here before the Secretary General. All right, yeah, thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to, it's just going to be quickly into the flow to brief you, like we said. It's a briefing just to let you know on what we have received from the various offices within the NEC, what we have received, and then probably what we have been doing so far with what we have received, just to let you know. And then probably if you have another question based on what we will tell you, then you can put forth your questions or your concern. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be long as we can all follow and respond as best as possible. Those that will join us after, we take it up from there. So we just gave us ourselves a time to introduce ourselves. You can either raise your hand. Since we are less for now, you can raise your hand, or you can just unmute yourself and then tell us your name and where you are joining us from, the city you are joining us from, and basically the university. So anybody can start. You just unmute yourself and then tell us where you are joining us from. The meeting is officially open, so it's part of our session. You can unmute yourself and tell us where you are joining us from by saying your name, the city or the university you are joining from. Can I still be heard?
Good evening to all. My name is Nathaniel Lever Nevis, and I'm from Nanjing. Thank you.
Okay, Nathaniel, welcome and thank you. K. Samuel from Nantong. K. Samuel Reed, he said his background is a little noisy, so he can be able to speak. However, you have sent his part in the group. So if you see K. Samuel anytime on the platform, just know that this person is from Nantong, and his full name is K. Samuel Reed. Any other person before we move on?
So
let's do lady before gentlemen. Miracle, just wait a little bit. Teresa, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Teresa Simpson, and I'm from Shijiazhuang City, Tini Shijiazhuang Theater Dashi.
All right. Thank you, Teresa. Miracle, let's hear from you.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Miracle Pegbara. I'm speaking from Sichuan Agricultural University, Chengdu City. Thanks.
Okay. Another person to introduce yourself, tell us your name and probably where you're joining from.
My name is Going to everyone. I'm a person servant to
Yeah, go ahead, Agustin.
I'm a person servant to Junior. from China City, Shantung University of Finance and Economics.
All right. Thank you. Onel.
Stakeholders in
Good evening,
LSUIC.
everyone. I'm Onel Noah King, and I'm joining from Liberia.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Joseph, your mic is unmuted. There is sound coming from your end. Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Introduce yourself and tell us where you're joining us from.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joseph Bill Gible from SEALS, Shaw University Engineering Science. I'm joining currently from Jingwa City, Zhejiang Province.
All right. Welcome, Joseph. I can see the hand of Quinetta is up. You can unmute yourself, and then after Quinetta, we take Matu.
Hello, everyone. My name is Koneta T. Johnson. I'm from Chintu City.
Okay. Welcome, Quinetta. Matu, you can go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matu Cha. I'm from Shanghai.
Okay. Welcome, Matu. Anybody else before we close on the session of self-introduction? Any other person? Okay. I can see no other hand. All right, so let's start. Okay, so any volunteer can open us in prayer. I cannot see the National Champion General. So any volunteer can open us in prayer.
Yeah, let us bow. Can I go ahead, President?
Yeah, go ahead.
Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you for this time. Thank you for this hour. Thank you, God, for gathering us here. Lord, into your hands we commit this meeting. We pray that your understanding and clarity be made whole as we go on with this meeting in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So it's going to be short, sweet, and easy. Like we said, just a briefing to let you know on what we have received so far from the past leadership based on the constitutional mandate that we should follow. So that's why we are here tonight. We have already done our opening prayer, and also we introduced ourselves in the beginning. So if you're just joining us, just do your introduction in the comment section or in the chat session. Let us know your name and the city or university you are joining us from. So officially, I want to say you are all welcome to this briefing. And I'm Orlando Tieblo, your national president from Nanjing City, Hoha University. So we're going to have all of the offices that were elected at the last conference to give us briefing on what they have received or what has been turned over to them, if any, so that you as the people, you can know what have happened and probably any other thing that is concerning. So we'll hear from the National Chaplain General. Thereafter, we hear from the National Treasurer, and then the deputy position was not voted for at the conference. He was appointed and waiting confirmation from the council. So we'll just take on the National Secretary General on that part. But before the Secretary General comes, we'll hear from the National Financial Secretary. So after the National Treasurer, we should be hearing from the National Financial Secretary General, and then we hear from the National Secretary, and thereafter we hear from the National Vice President, and then I will come in to give my own part. Thereafter we get our AOB or any other questions you might have, and then we close up, and that will be the end of our briefing for today. This briefing is empowered or is backed by Article 36 of our Constitution that says the outgoing leadership to turn over all of the union properties that could be physical, material, and whatever thing that belongs to LSUIC when you leave in office, either when you resign, you've been impeached, or whatever way you have left LSUIC as an official, you have to turn over whatever property you have for LSUIC within 1 week. So that is from the 26th of July, until probably the 1st of August. Today is August 8th. You could see there's some delay in between. That is because we have given a grace period to not make this thing to be so much of a, somebody say, wish horn or no cooperation, but to give the past leadership the time to do a proper turnover. And our Constitution says in the same Article 36 that this turnover thing should be assigned, you should receive a signed turnover note. That signed turnover note will indicate every other thing you have turned over to that next person. So if you turn over a microphone to me, if you turn over Neves to me, you should indicate I turn over one Neves from Najin, I turn over one microphone, I turn over one this, one that, and then sign so that it become official. That tomorrow nobody will say, oh, you never give me this one during my leadership term. You never give me this one during my leadership term. So that's the essence of it. And most of the time, you really don't see these things happening with a new leadership coming over and calling all this meeting to inform you, the people, as to what has been turned over. It's really not been happening that much. Maybe sometime it will happen, but just behind closed door. But we decided to open this thing up to you so that you be part of this decision making, be part of the leadership of LSUIC. It's something that we talk about during our campaign period, and we want to live up to each and every promises that we have given you. So that is why we are here. At least you know, so that tomorrow when you serve LSUIC and you live in LSUIC, you know that you have to turn over whatever you have for the people within 1 week. You have to turn it over. So if you're just joining us, just leave your name and your university or your city in the comment section. We have already crossed that area. Just let us know where you are joining us from. So without much delay, we will hear from the National Chaplain General on what has been turned over to his office. The National Chaplain General, if you are here, Honorable Van Pelt, Misha Van Pelt. If you are here, you can, if you have anything to share, you can share your screen. If you don't have anything to share, you can just turn on your video and then speak to the people on what you have received from the Chaplain General of 2024-2025. That is Honorable Sharif, what he received from his office. So I can see the name of the National Chaplain General here. So since he's not, we will move on to the next person. That is the National Treasurer, Honorable Jenna Bona.
Yes, President.
So if you have anything to share, your screen to share, you let us know. You can share your screen. If you don't have, you can just open your camera and then speak to the people on what you have received as a turnover. If that document was also signed, you also let us know and what was indicated in the document.
Okay, I think I will do that, but I will just share maybe in the group because I'm just from outside, so I can't open my camera now. But I will talk and then I will just share whatsoever I have maybe in the group, something like that. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. My name is Jenny Bona, and I am speaking from Shandor University of Finance and Economy. So, when we took over, I received 2,700 USD on behalf of the National Financial Secretary because he is not in Shandong, and I'm here with the former treasurer. So I was asked to get that money. So I received that money on behalf of our current financial secretary on the 4th of August 2025. So I received 2,700. And then another turnover again from the National Financial Secretary on the 2nd of August. I received 23,606.57 RMB. So in total, I received 23,606.57 RMB, and the USD is 2,700. So initially when we took over, I requested for a series of documents from the former treasurer, but unfortunately, I received a PDF stating that the 2,700 were turned over to me. Yeah, that is my treasurer turnover note. I will share that also in the group because now I am not in a good position to just open my camera or share anything. Yeah, but I will share that. So this is what I received. That's all. Yeah.
Okay. Have you received any document from the past treasurer?
The document I received was the money I received on behalf of the National Financial Secretary, the 2,700 USD, but it is written on it as treasurer turnover note, something like that. Yeah.
So that's the only thing you received from the office of the past treasurer, only the 2007.
Yeah, the 2007 and the receipt for that 2007.
Okay. Honorable Green, the cash was not turned over. According to her, she only received there's a question from Honorable Green. If you receive any RMB, apart from the USD that you received, the 2007, did you receive any RMB?
I received RMB, but from the current National Financial Secretary, which is 2,606.57 RMB.
2,000 or
23,000. I'm so sorry. 23,606.57 RMB.
so you received
23,000, yeah.
23,000.
Yeah, 23,606.57 RMB. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you received that from Honorable Mason, not Honorable Tanu, the past treasurer.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to let you go, or probably get the chance to others to ask, I want once more. You said you only received 2,700 USD from the past treasurer. You never received any document, physical document or properties or any other thing you never received. Only 2,700 USD you received.
Sure.
Okay. So the floor is open. If you have any question for Honorable Bona based on the turnover, you can raise your hand and then ask your question. And after Honorable Bona, we'll be hearing from Honorable Mason, the National Financial Secretary General. So if any of you have any question for Honorable Bona based on the turnover from the last treasurer to her, she says she only received 2,700 USD from the last treasurer, and then the RMB are received from the current financial secretary. So Honorable, Honorable Ja, Matu Ja, you can go ahead, hand is raised.
Yeah, over about the money that one is confusing me because she received 2,700 US from the former national treasurer, and then 23,606.57 from the national financial secretary. So my question to her is this: did you receive the both RMB and USD from the national treasurer, former treasurer, stating that this 2,700 USD is my treasurer report to you. Then the 23,000 is my report to the financial secretary? Because I'm confused. I want to understand there.
Okay, let me just speak to that. The 2,700 USD, I received that on behalf of the financial secretary because I am not supposed to receive money directly. The money is supposed to pass through the national financial secretary. But based on the fact that I am here with the treasurer, so I received that money on behalf of the national financial secretary, the 2,700. So the balance money, which is the RMB, the 23,606.57 RMB, was turned over to the, how do you call it, the national financial secretary, and he turned that money over to me. And then I asked for a series of documents, and then unfortunately I couldn't get none of that document. Just the 2,700 USD that she turned over to me. She just made that note and say, "Oh, that is your turn over." I sent in the group. You can go and look at it in the group. It's there.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking the question is this because from my understanding, the as the national financial secretary, if she turned over 23,606 .57 RMB to the national financial secretary, it means to say the 2,700 US was supposed to be turned over to the national financial secretary, then he turned it over to you. So for the document she's supposed to present to you as a treasurer, she's still supposed to present them to you because as a treasurer, people will still come to you. The financial secretary will come to you and say, "Oh, we want money from the coverage." So that record should be there that you sign out as a treasurer. You gave us so and so amount. So she should give you all of that document. That's what I'm asking.
No, it didn't happen that way. But I sent the document I
Okay.
received. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I think if you were trying to get my too clearly was, as a treasurer, you will be disbursing money. You also be signing on some documents for funds that will be withdrawn from LSUIC covers. So you should have all these records as the treasurer. And when you turn it over, you pass it on to the next person so they can know, and all the people that receive money from LSUIC and how much they receive, which day they receive that money, that reimbursement or that requisition form. You have it as a treasurer. So you should also pass on these documents to the next person. It also make the work easier. If that leadership is trying to do audit, they will also hand over all these documents to the audit committee. Then they can have a fast track of their work instead of maybe one audit come and then that treasurer is no longer in China or is no longer around and they cannot have access to all these receipts and invoices and everything. It's a problem. But however, like you hear from her, she didn't receive anything of such from the last treasurer. The only thing she received on behalf of the financial secretary was a 2007 USD cents. They are both living on the same campus. But as it is, that's how it should be. Everything you have for LSUIC, you should turn it over. All these invoices and receipts and everything, they are important. They will inform a decision about the next leadership and even the issue of audit. So these things are very important, and that's why we even call you guys here to know what we have received and what we haven't, so that you don't have a different perception about the transitional process. If there's no other question for Honorable Bona, then we will go on to Honorable Mason. But let me check to see if the Chaplain General is now here. Honorable Michelle Rampert. If you are using another name, please, at any point in time, you can unmute yourself and let us know. I still cannot find him. So is there any other question again for Honorable Bona before we let her to go? And if you're just joining us, she says she only received 2007 from the National Treasurer before. And the RMB, she received it from the current Financial Secretary. I see the hand of Honorable Jai again. Let's take it lastly before we take on.
Sis Jenny, I want to ask you because sometimes people work in certain offices and they don't understand the role of that office or what it means to turn over certain document for that office. Did you explain to us, because we are all students, despite the differences that we are serving in LSUIC? Did you explain to her that, this is the document you need to turn over as a treasurer? This is why you're supposed to turn over and not money? Did you tell her that?
100%. I will send the letter I wrote. I will send it in the group.
Okay, when you told her, what was her response? Because we need to know all of that to know what is happening.
She told me, she don't know what I'm talking about, what I was talking about. And then I was like, I am asking for the balance sheet. I was requesting for the balance sheet. Yeah. Then she told me she don't know what I'm talking about. Then I sent sample of my old treasury report where the banner brought forward was indicated, the Zoom subscription. At that time, I was serving under President Green. You know, they brought forward the cake rally, all those things. So I took screenshot just to teach her what to do, something like that. Then I sent to her. But then when she looked at it, she was like, no, I don't have anything like that. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. We move forward.
Okay. All right. So, Honorable Mason, if you are there, please, you can unmute yourself and tell us what was turned over to you from the office of the former Financial Secretary.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening again.
Good evening again. Good evening.
Please unmute. Open your camera and.
Oh no, I'm at work. I'm not in a space to open my camera. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at work right now, so I can open my camera. Yeah. So the topic, like I said before, I think we had a same meeting, and the only additional to what I have received here, Honorable Kebetano, is 23,606.57 RMB. I received a turnover note, and of that amount as the union's present balance. I also received quarterly reports from Honorable Tano. Like I mentioned before, we had a meeting like this, and I also mentioned those things. I received receipts from the president, outgoing president, Cephas Johnson, concerning money he requested from the union to receive queries from conference committee or conference utensils, to travel to Beijing to meet, not to meet the president, but to have meeting with the embassy after the president had left. He sent me his tickets, money that he spent out of his pocket to purchase ticket, and he was refunded or reimbursed. And yeah, so far so good. That's the things I've received. Like I said again, I received a turnover note. I should have received 2,700 US dollars, but because transporting that money all the way to Shanghai would have been a problem, so I asked the treasurer, the national treasurer, Janet Bonner, to help me collect them, and I received a budget from 2023, 2024 from the outgoing treasurer. I also received a zip file or a zip folder consisting of all of the pledges that were made from 2020 to current. I received an Excel file that have all of the Liberian students, both due payers, good standing and not in good standing. I received samples of good standing certificates. I received fast budget from 2023, 2024. All of those things were in a one zip file, and it was turned over by Honorable Florence City K. Moore. She sent them to me personally to be able to help me understand the union or understand what I will be doing during my term. So when I reached out to her, she sent them to me, and yeah, she sent me all of the past annual reports that she had in her possessions or that were turned over to her. And yeah, so I will stop here and I will take questions. I will take questions concerning this turnover documents.
Okay. In your turnover note, were these things outlined in your turnover note, or what was exactly put in your turnover note?
Okay, let me read my turnover note. I requested for 2 turnover notes because at first, when I took over for 7 days, I received no turnover note. So I requested for it of recent because I was talking to others and some accountants, and they were asking that I should have received that note. So I asked for the recent when I took over, and then I asked for another note. So I received the recent turnover note. I will read it. It says, Kebediye Stano, Jina Sede, Shandong Province, August 1st, 2025. Honorable Nwadi Mason, National Financial Secretary. Honorable Mason, I am writing to formally confirm the turnover of the following documents related to LSUIC. LSUIC Annual Report 2023-2024, first to fourth quarter reports 2024-2025, budget 2024-2025 budget plan, and a total of 23,606.57 RMB that were previously in my possession has now been turned over to you. These documents are complete to the best activities of LSUIC during my tenure. Please feel free to reach out if you require further clarifications or additional information regarding any of the items listed. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Signed, sincerely, Honorable Kebediye Shano. So I will send this in the LSUIC NEC group, and the secretariat, if they wish to share or if they want to share, will share with the general student body. And then when I requested for another turnover note, I'm coming. Okay, that was the turnover note I received when I took over, or that I should have received when I took over, but I didn't receive it. I received it when I started requesting for it. And another turnover that I received with the present balance, I'm trying to find it because there are so many conversations, but I can't find it now. I think when I find it, I will just share it with the NECs also, and they would show it, or they will send it to the group if they want to. I just read was things that were turned over to me.
Okay, so whatever you receive, your turnover note, please share with share of the group. That is
Am I allowed to put these things in the
yes.
group? Okay.
Share the turnover note that you receive to the people. It's the people document.
Okay. I will turn it.
So the same thing with Manje, Babona. Whatever turnover note you receive, please share with the people and let them know this is what I received from the last leadership, from the office, specifically to my office. So please do that, each of you. Before those that have questions, you can start raising your hand. Before we take the question, I have one for you. Did you receive Yeah, actually, the turnover is done. The Constitution provides that within a week, all these turnover things should be done. So that is from the 26th of July to August 1st. They should have cleared or complete all of their turnover. But we give them, so this is the 8th, right? We give them as long as possible, probably another 4, 5, 6 days to at least adjust and give whatever thing that they could have given. So we give them a lot of grace period.
Sorry, Mr. President.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, as you said in the official 2024, 2025, or 2025, 2026 group, which one?
Share it in the 2024, 2025, 2025, 2026 groups, official and social.
Okay. Also, for the record, the remedy I received, I've turned them over to the National Treasurer. I'll turn them over the same day that I receive it within 12 hours to the National Treasurer General of 2025, 2026, that is Honorable Janet Bona.
Okay, so just share under the turnover note. Share under the turnover note. Don't share the money with the people. Share under the turnover note with the groups so that they can read for themselves and also get along with every decision and everything that we'll be doing. LSUIC is not a society boost. Everything should be open moving forward. So the last question from an end. Did you receive any document from them pertaining to past leadership? Because government is continuity. If, for example, Honorable Hassan turned over to Honorable Emmett, he have all of LSUIC document in that turning over. Honorable Emmett turned over to Honorable Johnson, Tifos. He should have all of the reports from the turnover documents from Honorable Whitfield and also Honorable Emmett. Now he should add his own there and also turn it over to Honorable Gideon. Honorable Gideon turn it over to Honorable Lano. The same should happen for every other offices. So did you receive anything backdating from 2023, 2024, let's say 2024 below? From Honorable Sifa's first term backward, did you receive any document?
Like I said, I did reach out to Florence City to honor certain things, and she turned over to me a zip folder, but she didn't send me a turnover note because she wasn't turning over to me. She turned over, I think, to the next person who serves in
Yes.
the
So I'm
financial
talking about from
department.
the office of this just in the leadership.
Just in the leadership, no, I didn't receive anything from past government except Florence City, who was trying to help me out in understanding certain or balancing certain figures.
Okay. So Manje, are you still there? I didn't ask you this question.
Yes, President.
Did you receive any document or any turnover note that was inclusive from Honorable Hassan all the way to Honorable Sifa first, second term, Honorable Emma? Did you receive any other turnover note along the way? Or any other material or document? Did you receive anything of such from past leadership, from this outgoing leadership?
No.
Okay.
Just a 2,700 receipt.
All right. Because government is continuity. So whatever I receive from an office, the next person that come in, every single thing should be turned over, not just things that I work with during my term. Everything that was given to me from the other people, everything that we're receiving now. When you leave in the people office, you give them what you received from the past leadership and also give them what you yourself also did. So it is clear that nothing was received from.
Can I just read the other turnover note I received? This should have been a turnover note that I should have received when I took over on July 18. But I didn't receive it. So a reason I asked for it, and it says August 2nd, 2025. Dear Honorable Mason, I'm writing to formally confirm the turnover of 56,000 561.57 RMB plus 2,700 USD
That
has
was
been
not
turned
what we
over to you.
received, sir. Sorry to inject there.
I'm coming.
That was not what our
Yeah, coming.
leadership.
Even myself had the same issue. I'm coming. Has been turned over to you following my resignation to the position of National Secretary General that I volunteered to offer my service to the union. This amount covers the period of first quarter to fourth quarter. Please feel free to reach out if you require further clarifications or additional information regarding any of the items listed. Just to be clear, I didn't receive this money. Uh, uh, I didn't want to continue going back and forth because in people DMs, you try to set things right. When they come on Zoom, they play victim or top soft, and everyone on Zoom be like, oh, you just need to go back and work together and all of those things. So I didn't want to continue going back and forth. So I just accepted this or hold this to turn them over to whoever that will request for it. But this wasn't what I received. When I joined the union of NEC, I learned this was a present balance based on a fourth quarter report. And there were money that were reimbursed. And I also have forms that I sent out for reimbursement. Uh, I have access to all of those funds and I will make them available if we have to go to audit and stuff. But just to be clear, this wasn't what I received. I just heard about it when I joined the union, and then I disbursed funds also, and I also turned over funds that were raised the 7 days that I served on the
Which
NEC.
date is on that communication you're reading?
In August 2nd.
This August we are in, and then you took over since July 18th.
Yeah, I took over July 18th.
And you're just receiving document about the time you took over since July 18th. And you also saying that you never received that money.
No, I received this document because I kept going back and forth. Like I said, I don't buy this whole victim cards when people come on Zoom and be like, oh, I want to just do this. And then at the end of the day, you go in your
let's
DMs and
move
another
on.
thing. I'm not here to do it. Yeah, that was a turnover letter I received on August 2nd.
So just to be clear, once more, the meeting is on recording and it's being transcribed. You received that turnover note that should have been given to you when they resigned or when you took over since July 18th. And again, you not received the money that was indicated on that turnover.
No.
Okay.
I only heard about this money, like the general students heard about it on Zoom doing the annual report saying this is the present balance.
Okay, let's move on. So we'll take a question from pertaining to Honorable Mason on this turnover, and then thereafter we'll be moving on to the National Secretary for his own turnover part. But I see the hand of, I think that's Honorable Tano, Tano. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Can I speak, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so thank you, and I'd like to make clarity to certain things that have been said here concerning me. All right. So I listen carefully to you when you ask a question that speaks about if I turn over any documents from previous leadership pertaining my office. I will say to you, no, I didn't receive any document from Honorable Whitfield to that of Honorable Green Time. I didn't receive any document from any of them or from the treasurer because I served the position as treasurer. So I didn't receive any document from that office. So I didn't turn that over. Right.
Okay.
So for the office that I served in for 2023, 2024, up to 2025, documents that were in my possession, I've turned over this document over to Honorable Mason, and also with a sum of 23,606.57 RMB, and a total of 2,700 USD were turned over to Jenebo. Now.
Yeah, the tours already.
I'm coming. All right. So, For the question that for what Honorable Mason said that when he asked me for turn over the argument that was that was we didn't argue. I would say we didn't argue. We were just I was just trying to provide clarity that hey, this is what has been happening. If you recall, I served two positions. That is the office of the financial secretary and that of the office of the national treasurer. So when Honorable Mason took over, we were in the era of the conference, I would say. So the 56,000 plus that were in my possession were available. They were all available right after our fourth quarter meeting. They were all available, and in that fourth quarter meeting, I stayed on that platform from 8 to 3 p.m. Saying that any person that the JNB or the current leadership would designate for me to turn over these funds to them, they should make that clear, and I would turn these funds over to them. Fast forward, when Honorable Mason joined the NEC, I requested that a turnover group be open so that all documents in my possession belonging to LSUIC for the position that I've resigned be turned over to him. That group were open up until July 26th. That was when that group were open at the general conference. When Honorable Gideon opened that group. And before then, I have been sending some documents to Honorable Mason so that he can work with. And to my understanding, Honorable Gideon told me that I should wait until he opens the group, and then I can do the official turnover of documents in my possession to Honorable Mason. All right. So I've been holding on, and no one reached out to me. Instead, I was the one reaching out to people. One would be the official turnover, and I wasn't getting any clarity. And I reached out to you in person, Honorable Olano Tieblo, and you told me that I should proceed with whatever document in my possession to offices that I won't serve. And I did just that. All right. So for the resignation, for the turnover for the resignation that Honorable Mason said that we come on Zoom to play victim. For LSUIC, there have been a long saga, which I don't intend to go back into because it's really draining. I don't want to go back into that. So whenever I'm called upon by Honorable Mason office, I make myself available. No matter the time or the hour, I made myself available to provide clarity or whatever thing that he's asking for. So when he told me that he needed that document, I told him that this morning, when you join the NEC, on the 19th of July, the money that were in my possession, we expended from that money. I can remember 14,400 went to Honorable Cooker and following other expenditure that were made. So I made that clear to him that if you are requesting that I give you a turnover note, I didn't give you this money in person. So if I'm giving you a turnover note that you receive 56,000 RMB for me as the end of fourth quarter, it doesn't make any sense because you didn't receive this money from me. So and this money was available. Please let me just learn.
You have 30 seconds, please.
All right. So I told him that if I go ahead and send you this note, it doesn't serve the purpose because I've already sent you an official turnover note that I've turned over all of LSUIC documents that are in my possession as financial secretary to you. So if you are requesting because I resigned that position that I do another turnover, if that is what you need, all right, I'm going to make that available. But please note that you didn't receive this money from me. That was what I told him. All right.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And I think he said that as well. You didn't receive any money of such 56,000 as well. So let's take the other two persons and then we'll close up on Honorable Mason. Honorable Green and then Honorable Ja. That will be the last two persons for this part, and then we can move on to the next person.
Good evening, fellow scholars. Am I better?
Yes.
Good evening. Quickly, there's a document posted by Noah.
Hello, Honorable Green? Can anybody hear me or probably the same?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. Honorable Green, sorry we can't hear you.
Let me remove the mic. Can you remove my ear? Wait. Hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
The earphone have been removed. Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not hearing you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes,
all right.
Go ahead.
So I saw a document posted in a group chat, and the document it reads, "I'm ready to formally confirm the turnover of 56,661.57 RMB plus 2,700 USD." There are so many people who read and then reading and understanding is a two different things. Now the document have been posted, and then I just listened to Honorable Kebe saying that at the time this morning, it was the fourth quarter of report was made, and then Noah posted. So my question here is that do we because you said it was 10 over official it was dated August 2nd, or do you receive 56,561.57 RMB plus the 2,700 USD in cash? Did you receive that amount? If so, if or not, then you have to provide some a little bit explanation, to be able to vindicate yourself, to save yourself for further questions that may be coming. Thank you.
Okay, so quickly to just speak to that, if there will be other clarity provided. Number one, he said he now received after the 6,000. Number two, the 2,007 USD was received through Honorable Bona, and the document was also signed, and videos and everything was taken during that process.
Okay, let me just speak to the Honorable President Emeritus
Let's do
Green.
it quickly, Vicky.
Yeah, I received the 23,606.57, but then when I had a Zoom meeting with some accountants and we were trying to balance all of the figures and stuff in the annual report or reports from first quarter to fourth quarter. So then I was asked if I was turning over the amount, the present balance at the time that was on the fourth quarter. I said no. So they said, oh, you will need to ask for that turnover note because you should have had that turnover note. So that was when I went back and forth with the treasurer slash financial head, outgoing treasurer slash financial head to give me a turnover note because I think I should have received a turnover note when I took over. But when I was taking over, it was not made to be like, oh, you want to be part of NEC. I was communicated as, can we use your QR code to receive funds in the meantime, you can turn them over to the treasurer. And I said yes to it based on the call that I received. So it wasn't meant I was going to join the NEC. So when I even joined the NEC, it took me almost a day when I saw I was part of the NEC to communicate back and forth to know why I was added to NEC group chat then. But yes, like I said, there was that. But sole purpose was let's go to conference and finish this conference and finish this whole thing and move forward. That was my sole purpose. But when I got to see myself in NEC group, I wasn't reading that going through, oh, I need this, I need that till later. So that's why the second turnover note you see two different dates. August 2nd was when I pushed for that current balance that was in the union when I joined the NEC. When the
Okay, the
financial
two questions
secretary
I
or
asked, did he
treasurer.
receive this money? That was the question being asked.
No, I said no.
Okay,
I
so
didn't receive it.
All right. The
What I
2007, did you
received
receive it?
That question isn't answered, all right? I made clarity to
Honorable
that.
Tana, please, no speaking
No,
across the
this is
floor.
money business, and I see the way it's
Hello,
being
please
done.
respect the meeting. Please don't speak across the floor. Don't speak across the floor. I give you a time to speak. Honorable Missing.
Yes, sir.
There's a question asked, two questions. Honorable Green said he shared a report. Did he receive the money of that turnover
No,
report that
I
you shared?
received 26.57 and 2,700 US were given to the treasurer.
Okay.
So I received the money on August. The report from August 1st is what I received.
All right. Let's take the last person, Honorable Ja, and then we'll close up on this part of Honorable Mason. Matu Ja, you can.
Yeah, I'm there, Honorable President. I have question for the both party. My first question goes to the President National Financial Secretary about the 56,000 Honorable Mason, when you got that turnover note about the 56,000 that you know you did not receive, did you send that note back to the former National Financial Secretary telling her that the amount in the turnover is not what you have, or you don't have it, she should change that turnover note? Did you do that?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I requested just to budget your question. I requested for that document that says this was the present balance, but we went back and forth for more than an hour. So before getting that turnover note, so when it came, I didn't really want a turnover. I just saw a note stating that this was the present balance when you came in the union, or this was what I left in the union. But when I
Okay.
received turnover note, I didn't want to go back.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand that you did not send it back to her to tell her to make corrections in it. Then
Yeah.
my question to Honorable Tano, because I all heard her saying that she stated that there was 56,000 and that. But then again, they had other expenditures, and 14,400 RMB was used, and other expenditures were made. Honorable Tano, when you were doing the turnover to Honorable Mason, did you give him receipt of the expenditures that you did with the 14,400 plus the other expenditures that you did?
Okay, so you should have been the last person, but since you brought her in, I'll give her a minute to respond. Honorable Tano, you can go ahead and just respond to that question. Just a minute, just with Mr. Johnson. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I think if we are here, we should be here for the sole purpose, and this issue of wanting to make another person look like they are the villain. I don't think it's going to solve anything. All right. So Honorable, I said it clear. Matu, you were on the platform for the fourth quarter report, and our closing balance is in the fourth quarter report. All right. So when Honorable Mason took over, after the fourth quarter, that was July 19th, all expenditures that were made from within the 56,000 plus towards the conference that was just that just ended. All right. So we expended. Honorable Mason is aware of all of the expenditure, and where did the money came from? The money came from the 56,000. The money came from our closing balance of fourth quarter. All right, from fourth quarter,
Yeah,
our 56,000 plus, it came from there. Now to the 56,000 turnover note, I made this clear to Honorable Mason that if I'm to read this turnover note, it doesn't serve the purpose, because this money has already been we have already expended part of the money for the just ended conference, and when you talk over this money, were returned over to you. So now, if we go back to say that I'm writing a turnover note that I turn over 56,000 to you, it really don't resonate well. He said, okay, you can do that for me, and then I will be the one to explain. That was how we concluded, and I wrote that turnover, that resignation turnover note, and I presented it to Honorable Mason. All right.
Okay,
So
Thank you. Hello, Matu.
Yeah,
Matu,
I
sorry.
just want to
We
make
can.
some clarity there.
Yeah, clarity will be going back and forth. It will take us too long. It's after
No, I
9
just want to
already.
make something clear. 2 seconds, please.
Was there something she had to come back again to explain?
She will not come back to explain.
Okay, go ahead. 2 seconds.
Says let me make this clear to you. When you are making that turnover, you know that as a financial secretary, you already did expenditures. So what I think you should have done was to give a turnover note telling him that there was 56,000, but expenditures were made, so the balance in the covered is 23,000 and so. That was going to solve it, but you are not supposed to put
Honorable Macy is
56,000 knowing
aware.
for the
I'm
where you
coming.
did
Honorable
expenditure.
Macy is aware. Honorable
Okay.
Macy is aware
We
because we
move
did our
forward.
check balance before we arrived. All right. Honorable Macy is aware of everything. All
He's
right.
aware, but he's not responsible for.
Hello. Okay. So
But
sorry.
he's aware.
We.
Before you say so, who's responsible
Honorable
then?
Tano. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Tano. There was a point of information from Mr. Johnson. You can go ahead quickly so that we close up on the spot. Others that have their hands raised.
All right.
Maybe on the
Thank
AOB
you very much,
will get their
Mr.
part.
President. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I would just like to provide an information to the 56,000 in question. Because during such period, it was the transitional phase from my term as president to the 15th president, who was Gideon F.B. Sorry. At the time of my resignation, in LSUIC covers was 56,000, I think 600 and some change. Now, when I resigned, it was at the same time the financial secretary did resign her post as acting financial secretary, which means that at the time we never have financial secretary, but a national treasurer. And when the new appointment was made to Honorable Mason when he took over, like I said, it was still within the transitional phase, the 7 days period. At that time, that balance that is in that turnover note at 56,000 was what were on LSUIC bank and book balances. Now, when Honorable Gideon make a question, because in one of the meetings I can record, I was a pad. I think it was Kuko, the cooking committee chairperson, that made a requisitions for funds to be disbursed. And Honorable Mason was the one in that group because I received, it was in the turnover group. I received the fund that Honorable Mason signed for that was disbursed to Kuko, as well as during the day of the conference. From that same budget, the 56,000, 14,000 plus were expended by the national treasurer. How did this came about? The treasurer refused at the time because Honorable Mason said he will there's a report for the time under review, meaning from the 19th to the 26th. What he received, what he spent is what he was going to account for. And then the treasurer told Honorable Mason, if you're saying you will account for funds that you receive, then what in my possession as national treasurer, I cannot take a dime from that, and whatsoever that has been expended need to be accounted for. The national president, then Honorable Gideon, was there. Honorable Mason said, the money that I have
30 seconds,
what I
information.
collected in 30 seconds in my closing.
He never said
What
I don't
I
lie.
have.
He never said I don't lie.
No speaking
You're
across the
lying.
flow. No speaking across the flow. If you
What
do that,
I have
you'll be
in
fine.
my possessions does not reach to the amount that we need to give to the hotel, which was 26,000 plus. So what then the treasurer do? The treasurer say, in that case, since you say you are reporting for what in my possession left from LSUIC expenditure, because LSUIC, the NEC said they were giving 35,000 to expend during the conference. The treasurer say, from that money, I'll have 8,000 in my balance, plus the 5,000, I think 200 plus that were received for conference fee, as my time as national treasurer will be added and sent to you. With that money, you can provide it plus what you have to pay for hotels, leaving us the balance of the 23,000 plus. So I just
thank you,
want to give
Honorable
this
President
clarity
Emeritus, for your
because
information.
I'm aware of it. Thank you very much.
Okay. So that's it. Those that still have their hands raised, we will take you probably on the AOB, or you can drop your questions or concern in the comment section. We have a limited time.
Honorable President, it's important that make this provide this information.
Yes, but sorry, we are running out of time, and like we said, we want to start meeting on time and end on time. It's something we want to uphold throughout this our turn to serve. We'll have AOB, so if you have your question, just write it down, or you can drop it in the comment section, and then we will try to read it out, even if you are not here. So to the next part, if you're just joining us, this is the briefing about the turning over. That is what this current leadership of 2025, 2026, what they have received from the past leadership to start their operation, or basically just what they have received. That is why we are here, not to talk about any other leadership turning over and all of that. So just inform you that as a national president, I received this from the past president in the turning over in accordance to Article 36 of our Constitution. This is why we are here, to brief you so that you be informed as to what we have received. Let's take the National Secretary General, because the deputy was not voted for at the conference and is acting pending confirmation from the council. So we'll take the National Secretary General, Honorable Willie II. If you are here, please
Right.
unmute yourself.
Am I
Yeah,
being
go
heard?
ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Thank
If
you,
possible, you
Mr.
can open your camera, that would be great.
Yeah, I made of something that I can't open my camera back for the consideration. Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity. These are conversations that are very important for the sake of transparency and accountability. And I want to commend their effort for initiating such. So quickly into a briefing from my office as it relates to what I have received so far in terms of turnover from the National Secretary General Emeritus, Honorable Donis Double Jr. So I received a letter of instruction from the outgoing secretary that he termed as a turnover letter. And this letter was officially instructing me as to how my office should be run instead of, accounting for those tools or documentations that he received when he took over during his tenure. And if I have luxury of time, I can read through said turnover letter as it was ascribed. So I also received a third quarter meeting agenda from the outgoing secretary and that of the third quarter secretary report. And I also received a list of accounts ranging from WeChat account to the Facebook account to Instagram account to QQ account to Gmail email.
Sorry, we lost you in between. Are you still there? Or I'm the one lost in between? Can anybody say hear me? Or
Yes, President, you're live.
okay. So, Honorable Willie.
Yes, I'm back. So, like I was saying, I also received a series of accounts from the outgoing secretary, ranging from Facebook account to Instagram account to QQ account and TikTok account, Gmail accounts. Of all of these accounts, in his instructional letter to me, as he termed as official turnover letter, it was made clear that most of these accounts login details, especially the password, has been forgotten. Like, for instance, the WeChat channel, the login detail is with the financial secretary, like he said, and I should liaise, or the NEC should liaise with the financial secretary to access that WeChat channel. And then the QQ as well is complicated. And the Gmail login, there is a number attached to this login that he told me to send my location to him to send me the SIM card. Until then, we have not accessed the email account yet. And for the TikTok, it's the same. And moving forward, I also receive a database from the outgoing Secretary General. And this database basically is the tool that he was working with. He could not account for the previous database that was controlled by Honorable Christopher. He could only account for the one he opened recently, few weeks to the conference. And he also sent a zip folder of newsletter that is not opening, and I told him about that. And he also sent a letter of invitation that came from the NEC, the outgoing NEC, to the outgoing COC, inviting them for the third quarterly report. And he also sent another letter, database of registered businesses. And he also sent another outdated database of birthday celebrants from January to July, and also May he sent. And he sent series of folders that are not opening, and I told him about that. And he told me that I should work along with my deputy to open said folder in the a software name that he called, I cannot recall right now. And I also received another folder of 14 scatters that is not opening as well. And he also sent me a newsletter folder that I was able to access. As it stands, these are documentations that I have received so far from the office of the outgoing Secretary General. And I also requested him to give me administrative rights to few of the platforms that I function on. And he told me from 2022 to the past, there's a 2019, he do not have administrative right to those platforms, but he gave me right from 2023 to 2024. So until now, I have not received that. He also sent me the official logo of the union, and he sent me a flyer of the past newsletter that I mentioned. And he sent me the business lessons for those businesses that are functioning under the umbrella of LSUIC. So far, so good. These are documents that I have received from the past secretary to my office. So with regards to the database he shared with me, I noticed that past leaders still have access to that database, and I kindly requested him to remove them from the database. But he told me that probably is a difficult task to do. The fact that I have access to it, I should proceed with my workings, which I do not see expedient to move forward with. But we are working on modalities to ensure that we recreate something that will be sustainable, and with or without us, LSUIC will still benefit from it. We're still working on that. And in coming days, we all will be alerted with regards to that. So basically, these are documents that I have received so far with an instructional turnover message to my office. Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity again.
Okay, thank you. Quickly, just look on your turnover note. Was that document signed?
No.
Okay, so that cannot be in line with our constitution. A signed turnover note should be received. So if it was not signed, probably please request him if he can make amendments to sign that turnover document. That will do. So I will again start with 1 or 2 questions, and then we'll entertain 3 questions, or at most 4 questions from the audience pertaining to your turning over. As we move ahead quickly, we are moving faster with time. The database that you receive, or let me first ask the same question that I asked to the other 2 officers. Did you receive any document from or dating from 2023 downwards, Honorable Sifa's first term until Honorable Hassan term? Did you receive any document of such?
From the office of, no, I didn't.
Okay. The database you received, have you checked to know how many students probably have captured, or how many entries so far you have in a database?
We have approximately 119 students.
119 students.
Yeah.
Did you receive, is that the only database you received from him?
Yeah,
When it comes to
that's the
membership
only
database,
official
that's the only
database.
database. Okay.
Most definitely.
All right. So I will start to not take much questions, and then I'll open the floor for questions from our members. If you have any question, 3 hands are still up. I don't know if there was an old hand or new hand, but Tara, Asha, and Amoni, all inclusive honorables. If they are all new hands, then you can, we'll take the 3 of you. If they are not new hands, then you can drop your hand, and then we take the hands that are up. Tara and Asha hands are still up. If you have questions, please unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay, Asha hand is dropped. Tyler, your hand is still up. Okay, Tyler hand is dropped. Any other question pertaining to the secretariat? Sorry. So, okay, so we see no hands so far. Let me pursue my question. Did you receive document? You got here you talking about, my hand was up for the 10. Oh, okay, sorry. Did you receive document for, because I want to hear you talking about third quarter agenda, third quarter report. Did you receive anything about first, second, and fourth quarter pertaining to secretary report? First, second, and fourth quarter.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. All right. These things that you receive in your turnover or other documents, were they also mentioned in that instructional file that was sent to you? The one that was not signed?
No, sir.
Okay, so constitutionally we know how to consider
Maybe
it. But
if the time is afforded, I could just run through for the sake of our audience or the student populace that are present here tonight.
how many pages it is?
It's just two and a half or at most 3.
I don't. Okay, what we'll do, I think that is not a 10 word though, so I don't want to honor it for you to read it. Yeah, but however, we'll find a time, then you can share later on in the group for people to just be true. Yeah. Anybody outside there, please let me know water. Okay. Okay, so no hand is raised for you. So we will allow you to leave from your visual podium, as Mr. Johnson would say, once upon a time. So, okay, no hand is raised. Thank you so much for your presentation, Honorable National Secretary General. If the inform Honorable Vice President, Honorable National Vice President, Honorable Hammer, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so it's over to you. You can
Please permit me to share my screen.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I think the option is
okay.
Before you start, Honorable Vice President, National Vice President,
Mm-hmm.
Is this the 10 over document from the Office of the Outgoing Vice President?
No. So basically, from my office, I didn't receive any official turnover. The only thing I received from Mr. Suri was the contacts of Sis Musu or Mamusu, as we call her, and another person, which is Mr. Backley. And those were contacts that I already had. So apart from those two contacts, I didn't receive anything else.
Oh, okay. And you also didn't receive any signed 10 over note?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the document I was about to share, since I didn't receive any turnover or whatsoever, I just thought to give a little progress report as it relates to the workings from my office.
All right. We will give you the time to just do so.
Okay, good evening, LSUIC, fellow students, honorable student leaderships, distinguished members of the NC and the JV, esteemed provincial and chapter leaders. I bear you greetings in the spirit of excellence through hard work, as well as love and service. In my capacity as the National Vice President of our union, fiscal year 2025-2026, it is both an honor and a responsibility to present to you the progress we've made as part of our collective efforts to keep you informed and engaged. So my report today is going to focus on 2 parts. The first one has to do with the ongoing challenges and progress as relates to students who are looking to get a T visa extended, as well as the coordination for provincial leadership structure across China. So I have a summary report, and then I have the detailed form right underneath this one. So we'll firstly start with the summary. So from July 29 up to present, over 15 students have reached out to me as relates to working together to getting a communication from the embassy to process their T visa. And of the 15 students that have reached out, 2 students were able to get their process completed. And 9 students, these students are all from Nanton. They're having a bit of a complex situation because for them, the Nanton Public Security Bureau is asking that the immigration communicate directly with the Nanshin Bureau, that is at the headquarters, and inform them about extending these students' visa. So for the past days, the Prezo and I, we've been talking to Mamusu to help. We have provided all of the information that I needed as it relates to the contact that the embassy is supposed to call to just confirm that these students need T visa extension from the Naton Bureau. But unfortunately, we couldn't get that done today. Fingers crossed, we are going to keep talking with Mamusu to help us and to make sure at least by Monday or hopefully Tuesday, these students have the communication that they need. So that way they are able to proceed with getting their T visa extended and not fall into overstay situation. And the rest of the other 3 students, given that all these 9 students have not really received any communication yet from the embassy, I have these 3 students' document because I just received the documents this afternoon. So I couldn't share that with Mamusu so that we don't overwhelm ourselves. At least we're able to get progress made one after another. So on the overall, these are the number of students that have reached out as it relates to getting the communication from the embassy for T visa extension. And for our provincial leadership, one of the things that we mentioned during the time we were given the platform to just, see things that we want to list things that we want to see happening in LSUIC, we spoke about provincial leadership representation, and we've been working on that tirelessly. So for Beijing, as we all know, even before the national conference, Beijing had their elections. And for Shanghai recently had her election the normal way to do it in Shanghai. And now we have our city president or we have our province coordinator for both Shanghai and Beijing. And the national president also in consideration or in consultation with the NEC, he has also appointed over 10 provincial coordinators to start the workings of the council. And these council members, I have reached out to each of them personally to encourage them to work with their local city chapters so that way they were able to formulate the yearly action plans. And even though the group has been created, but we've never had any formal sitting, hopefully by next week, since we are about 13 to 14 members within the council, at least we can have the first sitting by next week, after which, according to the constitution, they will now vote for the 3 leaders, that is the COC1, COC2, and the COC3. So far, so good. And these are the update from my office. This is just a detail of the name of students who have reached out as it relates to getting their T visa extended. I'm just going to scroll through so that you guys are also able to see and everything is able to coordinate as well. So yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for the updates so far from your office. There's a lot of great work you are doing there. So since it's just a briefing, we're not taking a question based on this, but for the sake of fairness, we'll just take 2 persons. If you have any question based on what she have said, it's not 10 over briefing though. If you have any question based on what the Vice President have presented, then you can raise your hand to ask a question. So if you were not following previously or you were, she officially said there was no turnover that has been done from the past leadership to her office. No turnover was done. So just to be clear on that part. Okay, Matthew, your hand is up. Okay, it's dropped. So that is it. Preso, I mean, VP, no hand is raised. I think everything is clear and honest too. Okay, Matu coming back. Matu won't give you one more. Yeah, Matu, unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, I want to ask the Honorable VP. Mama Rufin, I want to know because they say if Mohammed don't go to the mountain should walk to Mohammed. So I'm asking you, since the vice president hasn't done a turnover to you, have you communicated with him to ask him why, or honorable vice president, you haven't done the turnover, I'm still waiting for you. Have you communicated with him? And if yes, what was his response to you?
Okay, so I didn't communicate with the vice president or the national vice president, or I will say the president emeritus. I didn't communicate with him about turning over because basically I believe there's nothing much to be turned over, to be honest. So the only thing I did was, since he was the head of the council, I did reach out to him for guidance because, as people will say, if you go somewhere, before you sit down, you have to ask around those who've been there so that they at least teach you where to sit. That way you don't sit in the wrong spot or in someone else's seat. So I did reach out to him because he was spearheading the council, or he was presiding president of the council. And I also reached out to COC1 and COC3. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mama. Understand. Smile for me.
Okay. So that's it. Thank you, Honorable Vice President, for your presentation. Now is my time to tell my own tell. So officially, I mean, still on financial people in the comment section here. Somebody making it Simon. All right. So for my end, officially, I've not received any 10 over note from the President Emeritus. I've not received any 10 over note from him. I've been back and forth, reminding him almost every day. I've been reminding him back and forth. But I've not received any 10 over. Even after the 7 days, there's no 10 over from him. However, in my back and forth communication with him, what I was able to receive from him were the login details. That is for LSUIC Yahoo account, Gmail account. That was what he sent me first, and I'll go into details. Yahoo, Gmail, Facebook, and then Zoom with another email for LSUIC Scholar, something like that. So these are the 5 things that I received from the President Emeritus, Honorable Sori. And also, I think Honorable Johnson also messaged me last time he and I chatted on the same thing about this login stuff. So these are the only things that I received. I've not received any signed 10 over note until this date. No signed 10 over note was given to me. So with the issue of those login stuff, that LSUIC Scholar something, I've not accessed it. I don't think it's useful now. The Gmail and the Yahoo were able to go back and forth, and it was resolved because the initial password, they were all not working. But however, we're able to get along with that. So as of now, we successfully logged into the Yahoo and the Gmail. And also the Zoom was also logged into, because the main part of it is the Zoom was being linked to the Yahoo. So even when I tried logging in, I needed verification from third party, and all of that was a headache. So I just needed to get access to the Yahoo account, and then I could solve all of the other problems. So as of now, that has been solved. And initially I left all of the passwords the same because I wanted the whole 10 over thing to be done with. So the password, everything was the same. But then I noticed somebody logged into the to the Gmail account because the last president, I don't know if you call him former or current president because his tenure is over since 2 years ago. Fillmore reached out to, he sent a communication that he requesting something from LSUIC about their elections. They want to verify if the people are still students and all of that. So when he messaged me on WeChat that he sent me a communication through the email, remember when I logged in, I realized that email was already open and was read. The secretary was here with me. Since the conference, he has been here. He just left. We've been working to at least set up some other things. So I realized it was already logged into it, and that email was read before me. So that was what prompted me as well to change the password for the Gmail, change the password for the Yahoo, and remove every other access that I could get hold of. I will again check back to see if there's any loophole, and I will try to remove every other access there. The Zoom is still, the password is still the same because we realized that we're not informed about the payment, about the Zoom, when it will expire, and all of these things. So we just received notification through the email that the Zoom account was, the invoice have expired on the 5th of August. So we needed to pay. And these are things that should be in the 10 over or things to be informed about so that you know where you're starting from. But that's not a problem. We have initiated the process yesterday night to have the Zoom account renewed. And I think so far it was in the process of us having this meeting, it was about to be renewed, but I didn't want the meeting to maybe have any kind of a problem. So right after here, that Zoom account will be renewed. And then, yeah, for LSUIC, he also shared with me one login for webmail or something. But these things, they are all not valid because the domain of LSUIC or the website of LSUIC been down or expired since 2023. So since 2023, LSUIC never had a website. So there was no need of us even logging to that thing because it doesn't exist. The domain name was available to the market. Anybody could pay for that domain. So however it is, we were able to secure that domain as well. So we pay for it. I shouldn't be showing you this, but I will, just so that it can give you a heads up as to where we are so far. Where is this share? Okay. Okay, just a minute. I will just encourage you to just look at your screen quickly in a few seconds, and then I'll have to move it. So if you can see my screen, please let me know. Okay, you should be able to see it. As it stands, we already have we have started to work on the website. You can see it. This site is now live. Anybody can access it from any part of the world now. We have been doing some incredible work behind the scene for the last 2 weeks since we took over. LSUIC now have a website, and we are ensuring that every other thing is going to be done from this side. We'll make it popular later on, but it's just a work in progress. Within the last 2 weeks, we were able to pay for this domain and start the process of moving on with the website. So LSUIC, as we promised, a digital LSUIC, we want to live up to that. And even if you visit the site, we have on a specific tab there for Constitution. If you go there, you will see we also put another area where you can log in and then chat with the Constitution. You can go there and ask questions. What the Constitution say about turning over? You go there and then it'll be able to tell you everything you need to know about turning over. Probably you don't want to be scrolling through pages within the Constitution. You just go there and interact with it. But however, we also put the Constitution is there also on the site. The official document is there, and we also put some clauses. We put some clauses and other things there as well, so you can go there and read. There's some basic things and important clauses or articles on the Constitution. We have started with that already. So we're going to work as quick as possible to have this site. The team was saying, okay, no, we should do it during the first quarter meeting and let the people know, just keep it as a secret. But then it's also important that we let you know how fast we're trying to take things, so that you don't be like, oh no, we take all the 3 months to make sure we do website for you. No. The Facebook account, because the login I will share about Facebook from Honorable Sori, that account is not active. We'll share the link of the website later on, but some people already know the URL, so they can visit it. We don't want to share it now because we're still trying to do everything and just give you something complete and nice and unique. So if you just want to get a glimpse of it, backstage, you can look at it. It's available, it's accessible now. And then the Facebook, because when I asked Honorable Sori about this Facebook login, immediately he shared with me, I tried to access all of these platforms. I realized I couldn't log into the Facebook, and he said, oh no, the Facebook, Honorable Lavelle, Christopher Lavelle, had his own, he created, and couldn't be turned over. And Honorable Wayfield also had his own, it couldn't be turned over, so that even took it to the judicial board and all of that. So as influential and reconciliatory as possible we could be, we'll reach out. And currently we have full access to the Facebook page. That is the one that Honorable Wayfield was having. We now have full access to that Facebook page. And the secretary has been utilizing it of recent, posting birthdays and updating the other content. We're going to try as best as possible to get these things going on. With the provincial or leadership part of it, about what we have been doing so far. So like I said, officially that we have not received anything over note from the last leadership, especially the office of the president. We have not received it until to this date. So we have appointed about 14 provincial coordinators. I think there should be 13 because Beijing already have her own elections prior to the conference. So Jilin now have a coordinator, Heilongjia, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, Anhui, Shandong, Henan, Hubei, Hunan, Sichuan, Yunnan, Shaanxi. Beijing already have Shanghai, Chongqing. All of these provinces and municipalities, they now have a coordinator. So we are left with Hebei. We're already in touch with somebody from Hebei, the person already on this platform now. Shaanxi, Laonian, Fujian, Jiangxi, Guangdong, Henan, Guizhou, Gansu, Qinghai, and Tianjin. All of these areas we have not appointed yet, but we already make contact with people from these regions. So somebody posting the URL in the group. So we have already made contact with these other provinces. We want to make sure that every province that have a librarian student, we have a representation in the council. So as of now, the majority have already been appointed. Before the first quarter, we want to make sure that the rest of the other provinces will be present in the council. For city presidents, we wanted to finish the council, and then you will be going to them for your confirmation, and even committees, because many of you already signed up for the different committees, but we are not serving your communication yet because you needed to go to the council for confirmation. Officially, we have about 4 cities that already have the elected presidents. So those people, they're already there one step, but the rest of us, our letter will be prepared and sent to us by next week. At least as of now, we already have 14 presidents to start up the council. That's impressive. So the rest of the other people, committees, and all of these things will kickstart by next week. You'll be going to the council for confirmation. So please prepare. And so far, so good. We'll not take much of our time. This is not a first quarter meeting, but just to update you on probably what we have been doing so far since the last 2 weeks of our serving you as a leadership. We'll also be making some appointments to the judiciary board, because as we communicated with them, 2 of the adjudicators will not be serving again. So we'll be making an appointment to the judiciary board to fill in that gap for the adjudicator 1 and 2, and at most every other position as possible. before the first quarter. And for some of you that know about your friend coming to China, probably you don't even know, but you're receiving people coming to China in late August and September. We are working on modalities to ensure that we have the new students to be welcome by the union so that they know upon arrival in China, they know that there's a union that cared about them. So we are working on that. Also, with what else again? There is a planned program coming up for the 24th, August 24th Flag Day program in collaboration with LSUIC, the Embassy, and the Beijing Union of Liberian Students to have this program. So the planning process is ongoing. You'll be informed about what is required or expected from you, if any. If you're closer to Beijing, you should prepare to meet there on the 24th so that we could all marry, make, and have fun, and also enter our embassy as well. So we have been working closely, like the Vice President said, about this T visa thing. Some people have received their letters. The Nanton people initially, they all received their first letters. But then when they took the letter to the immigration, the immigration told them, no, you guys have to, since the second time of you guys getting this or about to get this T visa, we need confirmation from the head office, because the head office is in Nanjing and Nantong is in Jiangsu. So Jiangsu capital is Nanjing. So they need confirmation from the head office here in Nanjing before they can proceed to help them with the second T visa. So that is it. For the first time, when they reach out to us, we go to the embassy and we issue our letters to all of them. But yeah, that's the problem right now. So we're going to solve that tomorrow and moving forward. Thank you all so much. For those who still have interest in serving in committees or still serving as the city president, we will get back to you. We have received your inquiries. We'll get back to you. And not forgetting your request to serve LSUIC. We honor that so greatly. We'll get back to you beginning next week. So please try to keep in touch with us and also check your forms as well. So far, so good. That's all from my end. And then I'll open the floor if you have any question. We'll take 2 questions. Officially, there's no turnover note from an office. From the previous office to my office. But if you have any question pertaining to what I said, you can ask. If you don't have, we'll move on to AOB, and then our closing prayer to officially end within the next 12 minutes that we have. We want to start on time and end on time. So any questions or concern about what I said? Maybe I was fast, I was slow, I left some out. If there's any, let us know. If there's none, we'll take our AOB. And then if there's no AOB as well, we'll take our closing prayer and then we can leave. Somebody asking if I asked the former president about turnover. When I share that chat conversation by you say, hey, Orlando. Yeah, I'd asked. I've been reminding him over and over and again. I've asked for that. Even when the 2 days to the time, I asked. 1 day to the time, I asked. The day itself, I asked. 1 day after the day, I asked. 2 days after the day, I asked. So I kept asking. He said, oh, we'll do it soon. We'll do it soon. Okay. We'll do it soon. Okay. So that's what has been happening. But I asked. A lot of time I asked. Okay, Honorable Lomo, you can go ahead. Your hand is up. Lomo Peter.
Yeah. Thank you again, Mr. President, for the recognition. Yeah, it's really not a question, but I just have a few concerns and just a few recommendations. Yeah. Okay. Like you see, from the onset, we all know that LSUIC have been quote unquote struggling and all of those things. And I'm very sure some of those struggles have been from what have been portrayed from this term overload, all right? How our past leaders behave to their successors. You cannot be a predecessor of somebody and then you just expect the person to start from the blue sky. It's not possible, right? Can you imagine I sat and listened to all of the officials during their tenure presentation, and it appears very frustrating, to be honest. If we had just on newbies on the platform today, I'm very sure it sells some level of discouragement to the folks. Okay, but again, this is LSUIC, and we pray to make it better. Can you imagine a whole secretariat could not provide just tangible documentations to the succeeding secretary? That is very unfair enough. The second in command of LSUIC ran his entire office and was not even able to provide a THE to the succeeding VP. That is very unfair to us as members of LSUIC, including the office of the president as well. But again, the constitution is there. If there is any provision within the constitution wherein those past officials are to be penalized, today I stand as one of those guys to push that so that they will be penalized for that. You cannot treat us like that. What the 10-1 note does is that it shows us a lot of work you have done so that we can compare with the certain leadership and see how far they are progressing. But instead, there is nothing like a momentum. Every day LSUIC will start. Every day LSUIC will start. Every day LSUIC will start. So if every day will be starting, then how do we count our progress as a union? How do we checkmate our progress? If the past secretary can say, oh yes, I was the one that created this, then we'll be able to hold see within a second that, oh, it was from so and so telling you that we had these things. What have you done? But there is nothing to show. Yeah, to be honest, this is very unfair. And I'm just pleading to the current leadership. Maybe we can turn this a renaissance, all right? Wherein, please, at least, even if you just create just one folder on your computer, that when you receive just a piece of letter, just turn that folder, else you actually turn over. You just keep it inside, because some of these things can arise from when you don't have nothing to keep. In fact, and over time, you are not able to locate all of those folders. In a fun analysis, you will just keep dragging, and you have nothing to give. So just create a little folder right on your desktop. Anything that concerns about LSUIC 10, what every put in there small, so that the day the time comes for 10 over, the work will not be too difficult. Yeah, to be honest. But what the past leadership did is very unfair to us. Yes, I must admit that. Yeah, thank you. I don't want to bore you with your time, please, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. If I even permit to share my screen, you even see that we already have that already. And even when we are leaving, all these things will be on the Google Drive so that anybody they can have access to everything that we'll be doing. But let's move forward quickly. We just consider this now as ALB because we have roughly 6 to 7 minutes to leave. So Neves, you can unmute yourself and proceed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. President. First, I want to say a very big thank you to the current leadership for how far they have come during this relatively short period of time. And then there's something really on my mind I want to say. Like, I always tell people, we are all young people. If you are relating to somebody or you operating within an entity, operate in such a way that when you leave from there tomorrow, you're not by your head down when you see people coming that you're being shamed or something. It's not necessary. It's not fair. I have this communication that I'm reading. It's really embarrassing. Dated August 2, 2025. That was written by Honorable Kebe Ditanu to Honorable Noah Mason. Say the first sentence in the letter say, I write to formally confirm the turnover of 56,000 plus. And then if you ask us, we'll tell you that the 56,000 also it was part of the expenditure they made. 56,000, when you see turning all this amount, it means the money is physical or the money is there and you are turning all this the amount. But they didn't turn all the amount. And then this is the letter you see, even the letter serving as a receipt, giving the kind of letter to somebody. Even though one may say by accepting the kind of letter, but it's not fair at all. You don't do kind of thing. Then at the end of the day, people will be talking about how they get integrated, this one and that one. It's not fair to the union.
Okay.
People need to be honest.
Okay, thank you. Lastly, let's take okay, not lastly, I think Tyler hand is up. Mr. Johnson, you can go ahead and Tyler will be the last person. We have 4 to 5 minutes to leave. So Mr. Johnson, you have 1 minute, Honorable Tyler. Tyler also have 1 minute.
Thank you, very much, Mr. President, and to your quota officers. I just listened to one of the former presidents in Flomo, Ismail Obido, make a statement questioning uh, officials, let's just say former officials of LSUIC, who did not, I'm using his word, make a turnover note. To my recollections, I can say for a fact, while serving, this brother has not even submitted a fitting report as a president in any of our sitting or whatsoever. But yet he is making statements against leaders who have demonstrated excellence through hard work. Let me say thank you to your leadership. And Mr. President, when it comes to documentation, you know that I think in one of our discussion or chats, I mentioned to you that should there be anything that you would need from my office, I think I provided some information to you, which are listing that you mentioned here. But we are in a civilized community, in a civilized world. I believe that when there are issues or when there are concerns, the way we communicate these concerns of issue will set the basis of how civilized and experienced we are. Taking to the fact that we are all human, subject to negligence. Uh, if there are issues, I believe there are none, but if there are issues, there are ways in which we should be able to channel it. We are talking about a new LSUIC. I listen to the live speakers speak about renaissance, rebirth. If we are thinking about rebirthing LSUIC, we should start thinking in the positive direction, how we should construct, some level of criticism in a way that would not be, a retrogressive form that will still speaks to where we were before and bringing that into the future. I trust your leadership. I trust your ability. And I will hope and I will pray that we have a union that is civilized, that is just, and hold everyone accountable for what he or she have done to this union. To that time, again, I look forward to seeing you, my good friend. Have a blessed day. And to LSUIC, let me close off on my beautiful office. Thank you so much.
All right. We have 2 minutes, guys. So it's difficult to get Honorable Johnson to take 1 minute. Very difficult. So, yeah, Honorable Tyler. We get one. No, go back. We can't hear you if you say speaking. Honorable Tyler, we can hear you if you're still speaking. Please check your. You are unmuted though, but we can. I think there's network problem. Or if your connection, your VPN is on, you can turn it off. Okay. So is the national champion general here? Flomo, I can see your hand. I think probably you might want to come and speak to what Mr. Johnson said. But then let's first make sure that we are keeping over our time. Is the national champion general here, Honorable Van Pelt?
Yeah, but you may use us 30 seconds, huh?
All right, 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, quickly. You know your boss is always your boss. So that Chief, I don't want to say you are lying, but that could be a mistake from your angle. And I think your quarterly reports on a quarterly basis can substantiate my claim. And even my coordinator's quarterly report as well can also substantiate that. I know, Chief. Thank you. I'm out.
All right. Okay, thank you. Is the champion general here? But Tyler, I see you are back. You are unmuted, but no sound. Tyler said no sound from your end. So let's take Bosco, and then we will close. I will close in prayer. Don't worry, don't take the blessing. Yeah, Bosco.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. So in your presentation or deliberation, you mentioned the accounts, specifically the Facebook account. You said because some of them were created by individuals instead of in the name of the union, or by individuals in the name of the union, however we may put it. So there were some complications in obtaining total control. Yeah, you further went on to clarify that you got total control. You got control with the one from Honorable President Emeritus Hassan Francis with you. And in the past, the preliminary briefing for turning over, or the turning over ceremony, in the preliminary one, the one we had earlier, Honorable Hassan mentioned that he was going to give total control and exit that platform. So I would like you to clarify if he did that, or there's still some back door that he can enter through, just for clarity, because when we leave here today, we wouldn't want people saying they say, oh, the man say what they may leave here, or stuff like that. Next, I see that Honorable Laval is online. You mentioned Honorable Laval, but you did not go into detail to make us understand or mean specifically that he was able to turn over that platform as well, because it still carries the name Liberian Student Union in China. So I would like you to clarify that part, and in extension, if the need be, Honorable Laval can also clarify his part. Thank you very much.
All right, so we will just close in prayer, and then we can stay here to dialogue. But officially, we have not received the Facebook account from Honorable Lavelle. I think when the secretary reached out, because the secretary was here, so I overheard that conversation, that the account was either open with a phone number, and that person is back home, and verification will be needed of code and all of these things. So that was not turned over. Till now, has not been turned over, based on my knowledge. They have not been turned over yet. So I will further check with the secretariat to ensure if we can get access to it. If we can, if that page can be deleted, that will also do. Or if maybe requesting changing the password requires verification code to be sent to the number that was used to open the account, the secretary can just be added on the page to do updates and probably other things. Then, while they are working on retrieving the SIM card from Liberia, or however way they can go about it. So we will work with the secretary on that to ensure that is done. What will be done to those who refuse to turn over stuff? The same Article 36 talk about the union should use every legal means to retrieve all of the assets. It's there in our constitution. So anything that somebody wants to turn over, we can use every legal means to retrieve that thing. So yeah, that is what we have constitutionally, to retrieve whatever we're supposed to get. But first, we wanted to make sure that the people that are leaving, we feel with them. Those who can reach out to afterwards, past leaders, like even the STEM. If you check some other communication I was shared before, there was no STEM on our communication. When I asked Honorable Sori about the STEM, he said he never received any STEM from Honorable Cephas. And he himself also, he don't have any STEM. The STEM you are using, he made it through Constitution, or you get it from Constitution and stuff. So it was even Honorable Emmett who reached out to me and said, oh, but I observed that there's no STEM on the communication you guys are sending out. So I told him, ask for the STEM though, but the Honorable Vice President Emeritus said you don't have a STEM, and there was no STEM thing over to him as well. You got asking physical and electronic. Is there any STEM thing over to you, physical or electronic? He said no. But however, we were able to get that STEM through the office of the former president, Honorable Green. So all of the communications that have been going out between the last 2 to 3 days, they are not carrying the STEM of the union. That is it. So we use that means to go back to other past leaders and get what we can get, since we couldn't get it from the people that are there. We'll try first. If everything's still not possible, then people can use every legal means. At this point in time, We want to reconcile LSUIC in as much as we want to do everything that is right. That is why even so we extended the time of this whole turnover thing. It should even be within 7 days or within a week. So if anybody was being so pushy or forceful or demanding or probably like you were setting for the man, then you could use your 1 week. And after 1 week, you started posting things, the man not telling the No. We try to make sure we go through the process. Even the secretariat, he requested, the current secretary requested that they should have a meeting at 6 o'clock, one point in time. And he said, no, let's do it 9 o'clock. And the current secretary agrees. 9 o'clock, the secretary go on the platform. I even joined because the secretary said, okay, President, please join and also witness this whole turning over thing that the past secretary wants to do. I joined our platform. 10 minutes gone, 20 minutes gone. I can see the outgoing secretary. 1 hour passed. The man couldn't appear on his own time. He gave his own time. Wanted to see the brother in the group saying, "Oh, I call me. You're shooting, you're rushing team, and then on the platform for the next 10 minutes. Young John, I'll lead the platform." All these kind of things. We shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's what we'll be begging you to do. But however, we have been patient and we'll continue the process. We don't want it to appear like, "Oh, you guys doing it, they're doing it." No. We understand what is happening and we understand the intent or the way people probably who have perceived us to start or to get engaged. No, we change the narrative. So I will stop here and then we will pray. I'll get back to you on Bosco. Let's pray and then we can allow people to go. I don't want us to, I don't like for people to waste my time. I don't like to waste people's time as well. So let us pray. Let us pray. Please, you can buy or whatever you are. Just stop. You walk in the street, you just stop in one corner. Let's pray. Father, we say thank you for LSUIC. Thank you for today. Thank you for everything you have done and everything you're continuing to do. We commit LSUIC into your hands. We commit every scholars into your hand. Protect us. Give us wisdom, peace, and understanding. We ask these and many more in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
So,